All right, we're back here live from Radio Row. Last guest of the day, but we are definitely having a lot of fun today, man. Great day here in the beautiful San Francisco ahead of Super Bowl 60. We have another great guest. We've had a couple of other folks from SumerSports. We have another senior data scientist, Sam Bruchhaus. Sam, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good. Y'all playing me in with that thug, it sounds like.
Yeah. What you know about that?
I hit that steak. I was like, okay.
He went
turning up.
Like, yeah. He went
about to hit it.
He went to Tulane.
Yeah.
So
I'm from South Louisiana too.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. Heck yeah. So did you go to the Super Bowl last year?
I did. I was in New Orleans and I was having to book all the restaurants for everybody. So
really?
I'm known as a restaurant guy in New Orleans.
What was the top choice you were giving people?
Man, so I actually was in New Orleans last weekend too. Tulane has a cap and contracts front office conference every year around this time. So I was down there, but I love fish. Like if you're gonna go to New Orleans, you got to eat. Fried fish. Like there's so many different options. I love Pesh. Pesh is my favorite restaurant down there. It's fresh fish. You can get goldfish. They'll bring it out to you whole grilled. Like if I'm going down there, I'm recommending fish dish after fish dish after fish place.
Yes,
after fish
indeed.
Place. That's what you got to do.
Where did we go? We didn't go
anywhere.
We went to, no, we did. No. You got there late. He got there on Thursday.
Yeah,
we had been there from Saturday.
We went to Waffle House.
That's not even that bad either.
It's not.
Y'all got Waffle House in Kansas?
Yeah.
We did. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll pull back.
But he's mentioned all these restaurants, and Downey ran out of chicken. I'm sitting over starving. He's talking about Pesh fish.
Okay, so in New Orleans in particular, South Louisiana, totally, they got great Vietnamese food. And typically when I go to New Orleans, I always eat, like it's a stop. Like I'm either going to the West Bank on the other side of the river, eating Vietnamese food in Gretna or whatever. And I purposefully stopped myself this past weekend because our one of our creatives is from San Jose, and he was like, we got better Vietnamese food in the Bay Area than y'all got in Louisiana. So, hey, I starved myself of Vietnamese. We going to get it tonight after opening night in San Jose, my guy's favorite place. So I'm gonna have to give y'all a little recommendation.
We need the name of that.
Yeah,
I gotta get y'all right.
Need the name of that. We had tacos in Palo Alto last night.
Oh, they're fire.
Yeah, still good. Yeah,
it's still good.
Yeah,
but I'm still hungry now. So let's stop talking about food.
This man's about to start getting hangry on us.
So talk about SumerSports in your row.
Yeah, I mean, so SumerSports is based off a pretty basic idea. And it's that you look at baseball, you look at basketball, those games have been solved to a certain degree. And the reason why is you got the three-pointer, and in baseball, you got these simple game states, you're either hitting or pitching. There's one pitch, two pitch, et cetera, ball strike, et cetera. Football has 22 guys trying to kill each other every single part. It's super duper random. And so what we figured out was that in order to inform an analytics decision-based approach, there needs to be an element of being able to quantify the variance.
Okay.
And the key to understanding variance is understanding how the game is. And so we have over 500 years of front office coaching and scouting experience, including myself as a former player, that we blend with the data and the artificial intelligence and the tracking technology and all that. And as a result, we've been able to paint a much bigger and a much faster picture of what is going on than pretty much anyone else in the industry. So if you go to places like SumerSports.com/live during the Super Bowl, you'll be able to see detailed charting that typically people would do by hand.
Yeah.
But we have AI do it extremely effective and accurately.
Wow.
And moreover, it happens almost before like the lag on the play is actually shown on television.
Yeah.
And then you take that and you move it to the draft. We have a show coming out, The Evaluation, which you can find February 12th on YouTube at SumerSports, SUMER Sports. And we're really truly blending that data because the draft is a place where, the best general managers draft at like a 45% hit rate.
Right. Right.
Which, I mean, talking about baseball, it's really like a batting average. Like if you can really hit, you're failing more often than you are.
But you know what? You can definitely tell if they're not hitting because
100%. Unfortunately, like the Minnesota Vikings general manager, who I was sitting next to at the Senior Bowl the other day, knows that because he didn't hit enough in the draft. So.
Yeah. Were you with it when he got the text? Like, oh man, I'm sorry.
Hey, look, at the time I was in New Orleans when we all got the text, and we were all just looking around and we're like, whoa, man! Like I saw him in Mobile 6 hours ago. So. it's a tough life in the NFL, but we're just trying to make it easier for some of these teams, and then also make it more enjoyable for the fans out there.
Yeah, and so you talked about playing linebacker, outside, inside.
In high school, I was recruited as an outside linebacker. I played inside.
Yeah. And so knowing what you know now, and especially with all this, the data that you've been collecting and things, how would it have helped your playing career?
Man, that's a great question. And I think a deeper understanding of tendencies is something that people don't really focus on. But at the linebacker position in particular, you listen to the guys like Luke Kuechly and how they talk about the game. I think we can better manage that now and better communicate that earlier, given the data that we're working on. And so you think about that, those guys who can anticipate. And I have a better idea now of what these offenses are going to run than I did when I was playing. And I think there's very key elements of playing where it's like, realistically, you're just trying to be healthy. And that is a hard thing to do for 12 or 17 games. And so if you can add even 2%, 5% to just working on your body and understanding what you're supposed to be doing, that's a massive. I mean, that's the difference between Luke Kuechly and a normal starter in the NFL. Is maybe 3 to 5% difference.
I think about the Ed Reed story with him and Peyton Manning, when he says he knew if he faked like he was going this way, that Peyton Manning was going to come back and throw it. And he turned his entire body, but he had the athleticism because he knew to read the play, and he came back and got the interception. And he said Peyton Manning just threw his helmet on the ground because he was just befuddled because of that situation.
It's athleticism, but that's also like mentality to a certain degree. And the best can do it. And I think with our data, stuff like that, where you're recognizing the play and understanding the play, and more easily, just like getting the plays filtered to you so you can get a view of it, is really key.
Other than the data that you use, does some of the human element come in with you playing the game and being an inside and outside linebacker come into play with this?
100%. And we were discussing this last year at the Cabin Contracts Convention. One of the people we were talking about was Nick Bolton. This year we were talking about Jalen Watson. So it's been Kansas City 2 years in a row. But when we were talking about Nick Bolton last year, we were trying to discuss at the linebacker position how different it is, but we can't quantify it yet, how different it is being Fred Warner or prime Bobby Wagner or some of these guys who are like the top tier guys, Ray Lewis, for example, Luke Kuechly, who just can be an entire defense. And what we came away with and what we kind of learned, and I'd be interested in looking more into in the offseason, is that those green dot guys that are calling the plays that can get everyone aligned, that's something you can't really quantify. Right. But that makes a major difference. And that's the major difference between a guy like a Nick Bolton, who is now, a Super Bowl winning linebacker, comes back on a massive deal despite not being the leader in tackles or anything like that.
Speaking of Super Bowl, 2-time.
Yeah, 2-time Super Bowl champion.
He's a 49ers fan.
I'm a 49er fan. I was gonna say something about his love for San Francisco and say you might as well just switch teams and move here then, Steve. But that's the difference between Nick Bolton and a guy who's just like a quality starter on a team is that ability to get everyone lined up, understand what he's doing, understand what the offense is about to do. And that's really hard to quantify. And moreover, there's only a couple of those guys where at the wide receiver position, you can mix and match guys to kind of put we've seen the Green Bay Packers do this to a certain degree. Obviously, they're still looking for a top tier wide receiver, but they have a very good offense. You can't do that at the linebacker position. And I think blending my knowledge of the position with the scouts' knowledge of who they're going to put and coaches' knowledge of who they're going to put as the green dot, plus the analytics of how these guys are actually playing, really paints a good picture of that.
And let me ask you this, because we talking about Nick Bolton. Of course, we're in Kansas City. We talk about Nick Bolton a lot, and his ability to be able to cover the running back coming out of the backfield, or being able to cover a tight end. Sometimes I think it gets lost in translation of guys who do have a green dot, and there's a lot going on. Is that, do you see that just on the data side of it? Is like, all right, if a guy is able to cover with the green dot, or if a guy that does not, like the outside linebacker, is able to do that?
Well, I think that was a big test this year with the Philadelphia Eagles, because Zach Bond was not the green dot last year. It was Nakobe Dean. And so ironically, talking to some of the team guys, they thought that the reason why he wasn't immediately the highest paid linebacker, despite having an all-pro year that wins a Super Bowl, and he was by far and away the best linebacker, both at run defense and coverage, was because they basically were saying Nakobe got hurt in the playoffs, and now he's going to have a whole new role that if you ask coaches and scouts is a massive new role, particularly on defense, where literally on offense, you know, it's more of a strong link system and some things. Like you can have 2 wide receivers not run a great route, but the quarterback can still get it done for you.
Yeah, right.
On defense, particularly on the back end and coverage, like you mentioned,
Yes.
if one person busts, that's getting attacked immediately. And so it's up to that linebacker, that free safety, whoever the green dot is, to get that in line. And so they viewed it as Zach Bond needs to show that he can be the green dot. So I think if he were to be up for contract this year, he would actually end up being the highest paid guy because he proved this year that he could be that true Mike. He proved that he could be that true coverage linebacker, that true run defense linebacker while getting everyone else in line.
Yeah, and he does a lot of talking pre-snap too. So like you could see him out there. So he's definitely improved.
How can people get in contact with you?
Yeah, so check us out. Like I said, SumerSports YouTube channel. We got a show coming out. I'm in it. We got Mike Mayock. We got Big E from WWE. Yeah. Who is look? You talked to Tor. He is like a football guy.
Really?
When he first came on board with us, it was right before the Miami versus Ohio State game, and this dude was just absolutely locked in. We were texting back and forth, immediately became good friends. He's a football guy, played at Iowa, understands the game. He can talk draft, he can talk all this stuff. So anyway, I love Big E. That's my guy. And I watched him, win a WWE title during COVID. So and I'm a huge wrestling fan.
Really?
So
Okay.
it was
Really? Yeah.
it was a cool moment for me. So anyway, the Valuation SumerSports. Check me out on Twitter at Sam Bruchhaus, SamBruchhaus.
Cool. We appreciate you, Sam. That's Sam Bruchhaus. Joining us here, the W Show Radio Row. We'll be back tomorrow.
The views and opinions expressed in the W Radio Show by the host, co-host, guests, and call-in listeners are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not represent the opinions of the W Show, 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio, Sideline Sports Talk, Team Wall Street Foundations, or affiliates.